It's like my cheeks are becoming bigger. Oh my gosh. What have you been eating? I've been eating anything too. What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Oh my god, I'm so excited this morning. I don't know why, but I'm so excited. I feel like I'm in my element. I feel like today is such a great day. So yeah, finally I'm going to share with you guys my labor and delivery story. So today's video is kind of like a story time. Yeah, I initially I was like, is this private? Is this something like I shouldn't share? Like women are giving birth day in and day out. We go through this every single day, so this shouldn't be something that I should even think about to share. No. So finally I decided to share with you guys my experience. So if you are new to my channel, kindly hit the subscribe button, and yeah, let's dive into today's video. My labor was funny, it was emotional, it was painful. Yeah, actually I hadn't given birth before, so this was my first experience, and every pregnant woman knows she's going to give birth either 2 weeks before your due date or 2 weeks after your due date. So I was kind of prepared. Mine was in 42 weeks. Okay, so yeah, let's take it one after the other. Okay. I don't want to forget, I don't want to leave anything out of it. So I wasn't in labor when I went to the hospital to give birth. Yeah, so that was it. I wasn't in labor. After 40 weeks, I was like over it. I was like, oh, I even felt I was going to give birth within the 39 weeks because I was ready. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna pop this in 39 weeks. And then 40 weeks, I was still there, comfortable. 41 weeks, I was so comfortable. This baby was not ready to come out. 42 weeks, I was like, yo, no, I have to give birth this week because I don't know what's gonna happen. So I think I called my doctor on Sunday. I gave birth on Monday, so I called my doctor on Sunday, and I was like, yo, like this baby has to come today. This baby has to come I'm not feeling anything. I'm not in labor, I'm not in pain, nothing. I think a week before I was feeling some cramps, so I felt I was going to deliver that week, and then oh, the baby was so comfortable. She wasn't ready to come out. So I called my doctor, and he was like, okay, so you check in this evening. I'm like right now, because I called him around 6 p.m. on Sunday, and he was like, okay, so he'll be coming the next day, so I should check in just like that evening. Then my husband was not around. I was having my sister-in-law and my sister with me, so I had finished eating. So I told them, okay, so this is what the doctor is saying, so we have to go in this evening, guys. There was this lady living at my next apartment, so I went to her, and she was like, okay, when you are going, you don't have to be laughing, and because she knows me, I'm not serious. So she was like, when you go in, you don't have to be laughing, because if you do that, they will let you come back home. So you have to act like you are in labor, and you have to be like acting as if like something is worrying you. So I'm like, okay, me too, I'm a drama queen. Like everyone knows I'm a drama queen. I'm a drama queen. So this is what happened. We went to pick a taxi. So went to pick a taxi. So when they were going to pick the taxi, they told the driver I was in labor. When the driver came, I started the acting right from there. And then when I was coming out, guys, I was doing something like this because I've been watching movies. I know how when you're in labor, you have to act. So I started doing that. So this driver was going crazy. He thought I was in labor. So he was blowing the horn like crazy, guys. And I was at the back with my sister. No, was I sitting in front, or I was at the back? Okay, so I think I was at the back or something. Yeah, and my sister-in-law was sitting in front, and I and my sister were at the back. Oh, so I'll be doing and the driver will be going fast. He even fought with someone. So I'll be at the back and I'll be pressing my phone when I realize like he tends to look at me, and I'll start the acting again. So fast forward, guys. So when we got there, we told the nurse I was in labor. So she asked me to sit. She was coming, like they were coming to check me also. But there I had to ask, because that was what the lady told me. The old lady told me I should be acting, like I should act like, you know, I was in labor. So I started doing this, and like I was acting up, and meanwhile I wasn't feeling anything, guys. And my sisters would be laughing at me. My sisters would be laughing at me, and I'll be giving them sign like they shouldn't let them know I'm not, because I didn't want them to send me back home. I didn't want them to send me back home because I was ready, whether it was CS or whatever they would do for this baby to come. I was just done. Like I lie down and the nurse checked me. I think I had dilated 3 centimeters. The next morning my doctor came in, and I say that he came to trigger the labor, because he instead, you know, they set their hands there to check the dilation and all that, and he came to do whatever he had to do, and then right after the labor started. And you know, in the morning when it started, I felt like, okay, I'm the G, I can go through this, you know. I started feeling the contractions. So but it wasn't that severe in the morning, so I took only tea. Tea was the only thing I took in the morning. I wasn't feeling for food. I wasn't hungry. I felt nothing. So I think after 1 hour they came to check, and I had dilated 4 centimeters. So yeah, but the contractions wasn't that severe. So after 2 hours, that was when I felt like I was dying. I felt I was dying, guys. The contractions was that severe. So I called the nurse and I was like, please, don't you have any painkiller? And she was like, the painkiller will take the pain away for like just a second and it will come back. So there was this nurse that my doctor mentioned her name and I heard it. Guys, I mentioned this lady's name till I gave birth. I remember I was there praying, and sometimes the prayers cry, you pray and you like you don't know what to say again. You don't know what to say again. I was screaming, telling them the baby is coming, and they felt like I was lying. Before then I was saying the baby was coming and they would come and check, and then the baby wasn't coming. When the baby was truly coming and I was telling them the baby was coming, they felt like it was just a normal screaming that I was screaming, so they didn't really. So it was a doctor who was passing, and then he shouted that the baby is coming, so they had to like rush me. I was asked to go and lie down on a different bed to deliver. And guys, time for pushing. So they will tell you how to push. I hadn't eaten, I took only tea, as I said, so I hadn't taken anything. So from 7 a.m. that my labor started up to 6:45 that I gave birth, now I had not eaten anything, because tea there, what is tea? And I didn't feel like eating anything too, so it was difficult to push the baby out, guys. I think during the pushing that I lost my hearing. I think 1 or 2 people know about this, but during the pushing, I lost my hearing. Like I'll say it that way, because after birth I wasn't hearing anything. Like I wasn't hearing anything. I'll be staring at you thinking I heard what you said, but I didn't hear. And guys, I was really scared to tell them that I wasn't hearing anything. I don't know, for some reason, like I don't know. For some reason I felt if I'm to tell them I am not hearing anything, like they would have to I don't know, but I don't know why. I don't know why up to now. I don't know why I felt the need not to tell them I wasn't hearing. Cause first of all, I didn't want to accept the fact that I wasn't hearing what they were saying. Like I didn't want to accept that. Even if I was hearing, like it was very far. So I felt okay, probably it's one of those, probably right after bed. This is what like you have to go through. So I was taken to the ward. Okay, and I remember my mom and my sisters, they were all there, like everybody was so excited and everything. And I was even scared to tell my mom that I wasn't hearing. So they had to leave me because I was exhausted. But right after birth, like they prepared something. Now my mom has brought me some food. So but I didn't even, I wasn't even hungry, but I had to take in something because I just gave birth. So I remember taking in something small, and I wasn't hearing, no. Now I said I was scared. So I told them I'm exhausted, I have to sleep, so everybody has to go home and leave me. So I was lying down with my baby, and I remember I didn't even know the time. I woke up and I took my baby. I just held her in my arms and I was just sitting there. She was just on my arms, and I was sitting there staring at her. And I remember one nurse was like, she was telling me to put the baby down and sleep, but I wasn't hearing her. Oh, I saw the sign that I should put the baby down, like I should put the baby down and sleep. Like that was what I felt she was saying. So I checked the time and it was 11:45 p.m. So I put my baby down and I lie down. Guys, I don't know. My postpartum started, I think, just right after birth, because I didn't have the instant connection. I know some women say that right after birth, you have this instant connection with your child. And I felt I didn't feel that, like, I didn't feel that instant connection. So I just didn't know what was wrong with me. I didn't know what was happening to me. So it was in the morning that I started hearing, like, I started hearing, I started hearing what people were saying, but it wasn't like clear hearing. So I don't know whether it's because I hadn't eaten and the pushing and the stress, and like the pain was that severe that probably this was what was causing me to go through this. So in the morning, my people came in, and I think that was when that was when I started feeling, oh, okay, like I've given birth. And I was hearing, I started, my hearing started coming. I felt so excited, but still I wasn't having that connection with my child. I think it took me 3 days or 4 days. I don't know how weird this is, for me to like have that connection with my baby. And when it happened, guys, never ending, because it's that love that you don't know how to describe it. And later on, I was reading about it, I was googling, I was like, I just didn't know why, because every woman after birth will be like, just after I pushed my baby out, I felt this connection, I felt this love. And but my own wasn't like that. It does not mean you don't love your child, but it took me like 3 days to come to terms with everything. It took me 3 days to start feeling that for my child. And I think it's normal. I know some women are going through it. Some women even take like a month or two before they can have that connection with their child. And later on that I read about it, and I got to know that it was postpartum depression. So guys, this was my labor and delivery story. I don't know what I left out. I don't know what well, I hope I was able to capture everything, but my labor, I would say, was what it was. That was what was meant to happen, and it was such a great experience. I'm so grateful to God I experienced that. and it makes you cherish what you have. You look at your child and you are like, I went through all this pain and it's worth it. Yeah, it's worth it, and it's something that I pray every woman go through it. It's such an amazing, a great experience, and I just thank God for such a blessing. I'm just excited. I'm so happy sharing this with you guys. Yeah, so this brings me to the end of today's video. If you have not subscribed to my channel yet, please hit the subscribe button and join the family. I'm so grateful to you guys. You know, the love you guys are showing me, your comments, your suggestions and everything. I'm so grateful. And yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Bye.